volley in Italy. Now against the net, against each other on opposing sides of the net for their countries. It's the USA in blue serving. It is Brazil in yellow receiving. This is the first match of match day number 4 from the FIVB World Grand Champions Cup here in Japan. And the first point goes to Brazil. And they have the service. Top swing from Anderson. This is a match that could be won 3-0 by either side, as well as equally could well go to 5 sets. They're pretty evenly matched. They played pretty similar style of volleyball and continue to do so. Both teams like to run the pipe attack. Lucarelli first away for Brazil with that play. But as well as that, Brazil are able to run Lucas on it, Maurizio, Wallace, and Lucarelli. The USA like to run Anderson, Russell, and Sander. I haven't seen Holt or Smith hit a pipe. But what the USA do very well is their interchangeable way that they play when they have the ball in transition. So, for example, if Anderson, who's in the back row now along with Sander, if Anderson can't hit the 10, maybe because he's drawn inside and 10's the call, then and 6 is blocked up, then Sanders will run the 10 ball. So he'll run back court on the right side as if it was all planned. And that is a wonderful block from Micah Christensen to shut down Wallace. Wallace much prefers to hit on the left side of court, not so comfortable on the right. That's a great spread block from Christensen. Anderson with the serve. And despite the ball being tight to the net, Wallace just batters it off of the block. Service change now. Brazil will have the ball. But even with the ball being passed to target one high to the middle around the 3-meter line, and even with the threat of the middle not being there, but the threat of a ball out wide on both sides, just keeping Lucas guessing as to which way it was going to go. So he was late to get out to Anderson. A fractured block favouring him. Nice play from Holt. Being able to use his non-dominant hand. He's right-handed, but needs must. Both teams with a plethora of jump servers, putting pressure on each other's passing units. Brazil up to the challenge of that one. Lucas goes back, another jump server. It's a good jump serve. It's going to get a point for Brazil. They have the touched ace. hit and miss for Lucas. One ace, one error. Holt now back to the serving line for the USA. Sander is an extremely athletic player, jumps incredibly high, one of the few players in the world of volleyball that when he's hitting the ball, particularly on the pipe, he looks like he's still got more to go. Even with that one, still rising as he hits it. But at times, those kind of errors can overtake his game. Just checking that everything's as it should be. 6-7 on the scoreboard. Let's hope they can find Wallace on the score sheet. Imagine that's not the problem. So a slight delay at the moment. Not entirely sure what for. Both coaches having a look at the scorers table. The second referees check the rotation, so the players on court are the correct players on court. They were in the right rotation at the start. Lucas was the last player to serve, so it would be Wallace to serve now. Still none the wiser as to the delay, but this is a test now for both teams. They mentally have this delay and just keeping their minds focused and staying warm, trying not to be distracted. We're still no closer to sorting things out at the moment by the looks of things. It may be that the electronic score system has gone down, so we might have to go old school with some pen and paper. Whilst we have this delay, an interesting little conversation crept up before this match as to the use of the word, or the terminology, side out. And we all know it means the other team getting the ball. I was asked, what exactly does it mean? And I have to confess, I don't know. It's something that we understand. I understand it's derived from in the USA, probably around the beach volleyball, for siding out. But I'd be delighted to know, with a few people, is what does side out actually mean? Where did it come from? Who coined it? It's commonly used to say the change of service. Is side out the right thing to use? Should we have a different terminology? Would you like to suggest one? Happy with side out? It was brought about by Dr. Manfred Hultsgraffer, the FIV medical delegate here, asking the question, why do we say side out? Why don't we say service change? You can go to @FIVB Volleyball and have your say. We are now back to the action, and it's Wallace with the serve. Huge swing from Anderson. Scores are levelled. Christensen. That's going to trickle over. Ace serve for the USA. And into the technical timeout. The USA lead by 1.
First set of Team USA. 得点が8点に達しました。ファーストテクニカルタイムアウトです。
Ron, you did a good job getting out that guy's line on the ball. Great pass, Ron. 1, 2, 3. USA! Stay on those tendencies, brother. Stay on those tendencies, huh?
Christensen will go back to serve again. He had an ace with his last serve. Can he do it again now? Well, it wasn't a bad serve. Lucarelli was under pressure and out of the opportunity to have a swing. Bruno, though, using Wallace. Back row. The gap in the block actually was past the block, but it's hit back into it. Lucarelli. Free ball for the USA. Anderson showing his skills as an outside hitter, something he's done for his Russian side, Zenit Kazan, for the last few seasons. Brazil did well to keep it off the floor in the first instance, but no chance of stopping that one. Taylor Sander. USA only have one other recognised outside hitter with them in the form of Thomas Jeschke. So only bringing 3 swing hitters, but bringing 3 opposite players in the form of Matthew Anderson, Benjamin Patch and Clark Carson, in so much as that actually the 4th outside hitter would be Matthew Anderson. But in this situation, in this set, the only option would be to bring in Thomas Jeschke if Sander or Russell weren't performing. Sander back on track with that lovely pipe attack. Smith. Still very finely poised, even Stevens at the moment at 10 apiece. Russell going too far past Wallace. Both blocks are being stretched by the setting and the attacking of each team. Both blocks are travelling laterally whilst they're moving. The blocks that have been successful and getting good touches are the blocks that have been a little bit more stable, where the players are planting, they're posting their foot and their feet back to the net, going up straight and getting across the net. The more stable the block, the better chance you have of slowing the ball down and providing as well a good platform for the defenders behind you to work. If you're drifting past the point of impact or moving laterally, reference points become a little bit difficult. Decent continuation block. That's a little too tight, and Maurizio going nowhere with that one. USA now open up a 2-point lead. Maurizio past Russell.
Number 19, Brazil.
Brazil will serve. You can see from that Russell starts inside. So he's a blocker. Russell's a blocker wanting to go to his left, starting inside and travelling out, and still travelling to his left as he goes to the ball. Similarly, Lucarelli drifting. One going right through his arms. Bruno working hard, Anderson also working hard. Both teams' defense keeping the ball off the floor, but an unforced error from Lucarelli. And it's Brazil who are finding themselves behind here. A 3-point lead for the USA, and Renan calls a timeout.
Tá legal, tá legal, tá legal, tá legal.
Vambora! Ei, fica pro jogo, vambora! Ei, olha isso aqui. Preocupa tanto com o outro, entendeu? Tem que centralizar.
Just watching those pictures between Wallace and the assistant coach, Wallace didn't seem that interested, did he, in what was being shown to him? He had a little glance and looking up, little glance. It was just confirmation of what he already knows of what's happening at the net, either with the way the USA are blocking against him, or his what are available to him attacking-wise. Lucas with the serve. It's all about the USA holding on to this lead now. Easy to say that when you're sat watching. They've got a 3-point buffer. If their side-out game can stay strong, they've got a nice cushion to work with. And then any odd points they can get from their defense will be bonuses. I get the feeling the USA need to keep their wing blockers in slightly towards the middle because of the threat from the pipe attack, the middle back attack that Brazil can present. Oh, great play from Christensen. And that takes USA back to their 3-point lead at the second technical timeout. As I said about the blockers towards the middle of court, it does mean then they are having to chase the ball out wide, which is favouring Brazil at the moment once they use the ball on the right-hand side of court. Now Lucarelli thinking there's going to be another touch coming. Sporor enjoying that. Anderson the go-to man at the moment.
Let's go, boys! 1, 2, 3. USA!
Christensen for the USA. That's an excellent serve. Stops Brazil running the middle. There's a chance now in transition. Shoji high and wide for Sander. Has he got that off the hands? Yes, he has. That's a big point for the USA off the back of the second technical timeout. That one's gone off the net, but it didn't look like it touched a blocker. Brazil are going to challenge that. See whether or not there were any USA fingers on the ball as it went long.
Challenge by Brazil, block touch.
チームブラジルブロックタッチに関するチャレンジです。
Indeed, there was. Off of the forearm of David Smith. That'd be impossible to see from the referee's point of view, relying on the line judges to have spotted that, but that net also moving up and down. Challenge system coming into its own with that call. Lucarelli with the serve. Ace serve, Lucarelli. Right in between Shoji and Russell. Oh, Russell's got out of the way of the ball he should have passed. Well, that's being a bit harsh maybe, and I know that certain serve-receive units have responsibilities to their left, which would have meant Shoji probably moving that way a little bit, but it was that close, it was right on to Russell. You have to figure it's got to be his ball. That's a good block out achieved by Anderson. Bruno's not having a great day at the moment, trying to stop the USA. No matter how high he's getting. Trouble is for Bruno, he's getting high, but he's not getting that far across the net. Souza puts it down past Smith. Well, Brazil chose their lineup with Bruno starting at position 3, which means he's up against Anderson and Russell, as opposed to having Wallace being starting there, and which would have meant Wallace would have been trying to shut down Russell and Anderson. Whether or not Brazil might change their rotation round completely and flip the front and back at the start of the next set will be interesting to see, because at the moment Bruno's having no luck at all against the attack of the USA. There's a challenge coming, and it's a good comeback this from Brazil if it stays like this, if it's unsuccessful. That's just a shadow. There's no movement at all of the fingers at all. There's no impact from Maurizio. The tape will not stop a finger from moving. They still have a decent enough lead. They're still in a position where if they can keep winning the ball back first time from their serve receive, then they will have the opportunity to win the set by receiving serve. Maurizio just hammers it off the fingers. Maurizio, a player that he's almost still in the air, and then it's mostly looks like he just whips his arm through the ball. You don't really see him have a massive opening up with the shoulders. It's there, but it's quite quick, and then the arm follows through like a whip. There's a wonderful block from Brazil, and they've leveled up this match. USA now call a timeout.
Great body language, all that stuff.
Massive block
that next point.
from Maurizio. He's out, he's across, but he's up and he's straight. He's not drifting. He's set, he's well positioned, and he's straight across the net. Bruno to serve. Of course, one of the other factors is, with Bruno's start position in this match, it may not be anything at all to do with what the opposition are doing, particularly, but the fact that with the way the rotations are going, he's now in the back row as we get to the very business end of this set. 5 points to go. Bruno's probably going to be across the back row for most of it, with 4 attacking options for Brazil. Only way to know for sure about the rotations and why they are done is to speak to the coaches. Maurizio now with the serve for Brazil. Massive commit block from Lucas, and he shuts down Holt. This is a turnaround for Brazil. The USA look to be in good form. A nice 3-point margin, up to 4 briefly, but now they're 1 behind, and that is a super lead from Shoji.
21対21。ファーストセットの終盤戦。
Bruno had his hands up early. It always appeared he was going to go to the middle because his arms were straight. Holt saw it, had the commit, but couldn't. Shut down Lucas. A cheap point for the USA. That's off the foot, but it won't be coming back as it goes all the way over the bench. Anderson gets into position, makes an adjustment. Knew nothing about that as it come off the foot. Wallace. That's close. There'll be a challenge coming from Brazil. If it's successful, it will be set point for Brazil. It looked close in real time, but not close enough. USA now level again, but it's Brazil who have got themselves in this good position. If they can win service back, they'll have a set point chance. big middle blocker for an even bigger middle blocker as Isaac comes in. Well, the USA have been threatening. They've been getting touches, and now they have a huge block. As Sander gets up, gets across, and Wallace had nowhere to go. Right across the net that time from Sander. Oh, what a change. USA cruising, 3 points up, put under pressure, Brazil get the lead. And it is, however, swung back in the USA's favour here. They have set point. Christensen, decision time. Does he go for it? Or does he, at the very least, make Brazil play this? Especially with Santos in, unlikely he'll get given the ball. Wallace and Lucarelli, the main two options. And maybe Lucarelli, as Wallace was just blocked, but it doesn't matter. It's all academic as Christensen doesn't find the court. It's 24 all. And a whole host of changes coming now. Double substitution, Renan in for Bruno, Rafael in for Wallace, Setter into the back row. And Isaac's gone off and Souza is on. So 4 substitutions used for Brazil. They have 2 left. They have no timeouts. USA have 1 timeout left. And they haven't made a substitution yet. Lucarelli. Set point number 2 for the USA. The double substitutions have been reversed. It was more of a blocking option and to put a decent pair of hands in should the ball get into transition for Brazil, neither of which happened. Sander. It's an excellent serve. Oh, goodness me! How did Bruno get away with that? What in the wide world of sports happened there? It was overpassed. It looked like Anderson was going to be all on this, but he waited and waited. He thought maybe it was still on the side of Bruno. And look at that celebration. Goodness me. It means something, doesn't it, to Bruno? Not that it doesn't mean anything to all of the players. Well, that was a huge celebration. Oh, out was the call, and Anderson couldn't get out of the way. Brazil have turned it around. Now they have set point. Was Russell paying attention, or was he trying to be an innocent bystander, thinking Anderson to put this ball away? USA now use their final timeout. Anderson goes out for the swing, and now he's just stood watching. What was he thinking? Only he knows.
They got Lucas up there too. Yeah, I don't know. Serve it hard. Take it hard.
It's definitely going way out.
Stand up. Now everybody clap your hands.
Souza with the serve for Brazil. Well, Russell makes up for his misdemeanor on the last point by getting block out. Well, we just keep going until someone can get 2 points ahead.
再びタイに戻した USA。
Smith. Good lead by Maurizio. Although the only thing he moved was his head. He must have known it was going wide. There's a chance here now. Brendel wide for Wallace. And they have taken the set right from under the noses of the USA. Brazil 1-0 up in this match.